banked by the Ohio River and the city's abundance of hills. We're at Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Kaimi Fairbairn ready to get this one going. And we're off and running at Paycor Stadium. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want...
Has room down the left sideline. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals take a 6-0 lead right away. Now it's Cameron Dicker on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. McCole Hardman now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. The wideout gets it to start this drive. And the reverse call pays off. Some decent yardage before he's brought down.
Well, this is a headache-inducing run for a defensive coach. I could just imagine that staff both upstairs and down on the field watching the kick, because now, well, they're going to have to just worry about this guy catching as a receiver. Now they know he can be a weapon in the ground game, too.
This is pulled in by McCole Hardman. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Ferguson there to bring it in. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And the Bengals bringing out a fifth DB. They're in the nickel, third down. Back-to-back carries here. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Now this is out of bounds, and what a beauty. He coffin cornered it well. They're going to mark it at the 2-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. Space on the right. He's got room. The 30. Gets the 10. He makes it in for the Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. Dicker on now for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bengals drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Hardman with a return. They get to him before that return can amount to much, just beyond the 15-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. That's caught. Keenan Allen. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Here's a throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They'll throw on 1st. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. Throwing from the gun here. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the 1st.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. Now, after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. New set of downs for him from the 46. To the air now on 1st and 10. Short pass brought in. And he has this one past the 50 and will start downhill into Bengals territory. They will not get another play off. We're at the end of 1. Our score, 14-0. We're back to Paycor Stadium right after this. Time now for the second quarter. Raiders in possession. They're advancing it well as they face second down. Looking to his fullback now. And they make the tackle at the 38. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
New set of downs for him at the 38.
Let's go now.
Pass play on 1st and 10. Hits him on the in route. And they get this down to the 28.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Forced out to his right. Oh, not like this. An interception ends that drive. And the Bengals are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. Oh, man, I'm having to hold my partner back after this one. Captain Fundamental not happy that he didn't take the time to stop and get set before delivering that football. Gotta think that in part led to the turnover.
Yeah, Captain Fundamental because I couldn't run. Kind of like Tom Brady, right? But he's the essence of it. He's the GOAT. Why? Because he sets his feet. He's so fundamentally sound. The chance of interception so much higher when your fundamentals are no good.
It's okay, partner. It's gonna be okay. 1st and 10. Here's Allen. Catch made over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
Only took him one play, partner, and they've already made it to that 40-yard line.
What's that?
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And this is a nice gain that stopped at the 47. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Second and 3 now.
What's that?
Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
New set of downs for him at the 38.
What's that?
The give now out of the shotgun. Along the sideline inside the 25. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10.
Done. What's that?
From the red zone now. Davis there to grab it. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
What's that?
From the shotgun, it's Allen. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Still a couple of shots at this one.
What's that?
Operating from the gun, it's Allen. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. He's off to the races. At the 20. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick six. Thrown at the depth where linebackers come into play in coverage, partner. And sure enough, one of them jumps it and takes it to the house.
You say that. You know what I think about? I think about the depth finder on my fishing boat. You're absolutely right. This is where these linebackers love to lurk and could do some serious damage.
Here's Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Raiders chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. And it flies over the end zone and out of play. In the past, it's a touchback to the 25. But new rules starting this season, Brock, so it's now going to be at the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Gun. Look out.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40.
Regular. Attack.
Throwing now on 1st down. Allen. Pass taken in by Sutton. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Offense set for a 1st and 10.
Attack.
Working from the gun, it's Allen. He puts some power on a deep one left. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
With how hard it is to get an open look downfield, can't let the coverage off the hook with the drop. Saw open space, started running before he was able to watch the ball into his hands.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down.
Look out.
Back to the air. Allen. Throwing deep for the end zone. And he will score. It's a Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals grow their lead just before halftime. Dicker on now for the PAT. And the kick is good. And we're going to have some extra yardage added to the kickoff on the roughing call. So after some careful consideration, they're going to go ahead and decline the penalty. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Power squib kick is taken in. Big lick from the coverage team there. That's going to stop the return before it can get to the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. He's got room to roam here. Oh, he loses it on the return. They could get this back. And it's a turnover. The defense has it.
And there is nothing like a defense taking the ball away for you. Right? It's all about the ball. It's all about, you hear me preach that all the time. Get the ball back. Well, they get the ball back with a little extra bonus on that return as well.
Brown's kick is up and good. And that makes this a 3-score game.
I know, you always want to finish drives in the end zone, but no matter what, the important thing is they end in some kind of points. And that's mission accomplished there.
This return starts at the 5. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And they'll be happy about where they're about to take the field. He's up to the 35 on the return. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. They're working a couple of yards past the line. Tui Pulotu in for the tackle. Second and 8. Completed to his running back. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Offense up to the line fast. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. He's going deep this time. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. He was looking Keenan Allen's way there. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. They've got first down here, but just 18 seconds to work with. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Darius Slay with the stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down, and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Hardman with a return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. One alligator, two alligator, three alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Ferguson's got it, complete. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
It's caught, Ferguson. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Here's a give up the middle. And it's a nice gain, but they needed just one more yard to move the chains. It's a gain of 5, and he's just short, so that's third, less than a yard.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front seven.
Back to the well again. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Another carry for him. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And he's going to fight his way down to the 35-yard line. Give him 3 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2. He'll try and pick this up on the ground. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down.
Biggest difference in the college NFL game, we know this, Kate, it's matchups. Right, that college game, so much more space with the wide hash marks. Not so much in the NFL. You've got to cultivate one-on-ones, cultivate matchups. Using the receiver as a runner, that was a matchup successful for this offense.
And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Halfway there on first down, that brings up 2nd and 5. They give it to him again. And he gets this down to the 22 before being stopped. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. The handoff on 3rd and short. And he's brought down for a loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
Coming off the edge, and it's blocked. Now this is picked up inside the 35.
We could say they picked a great time to block the kick, but let's be honest. Any time is a great time to get through and block one. It really rewards the effort that those special teamers put in each and every time out. It might not always get noticed, but it sure does there. Big time.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
The give here on 2nd. And he'll only get this one up to about the 47. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. Well, the defense is really buckled down. That was a scoreless 3rd quarter for us. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Handoff now from the gun. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. No yards on the play, and back-to-back stops forces a 4th and 3. The Bengals send out the punting unit. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away. And that's well into the end zone, so a missed chance to stick them near the goal line. Instead, they're going to have the ball at the 20. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Second down now, 7 to go. Design bootleg here. Catch is made down the right sideline. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
One of the advantages, Kate, a quarterback gets when he leaves the pocket and he's seeing zone coverage is you can really start to manipulate those defenders. And crossing routes are a great way to break down zone defense, especially when you get yourself outside the pocket.
Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. Works the sideline inside the 35. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
Best run games in this league have balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Running this one left. And the reverse call pays off. Some decent yardage before he's brought down.
Well, I know this. This staff loves the athleticism and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who can take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Hey, I know the temptation is there. If I'm thinking it in the booth, I know that play caller is too. That could have been a chance to be aggressive. Not the case. Go get the 1st down like they did, and the new...
The lateral goes haywire. Fumble! And they scoop it up. Time to push for the line. And this is a huge loss on the play. Ooh, let's give him a second there. Give him a sec. I'm going to imagine his heart's probably going, what, 150, 160 beats per minute right now, Brock, after nearly losing that fumble.
Yep, and it wasn't just a ball he dropped there. It was at least 3 points, too. But fortunately, that ball stays with him in the red zone. And now I'm really curious. It's one of those moments, Kate. Will they put the ball back in his hands, trust him again to hold on to it, and maybe go get that touchdown you know he so badly wants?
And they'll hold him up after a short carry to the 44. Only 1 yard on the run. They're going to need to pull a rabbit out of the hat, Brock, on this 3rd and very long. Setting up a throw. Caught by the open man. And he's in. Touchdown. The Raiders get it back to within 2 possessions. It's a Keenan Allen touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That one right down the middle. And the Raiders cut the lead down to 10. Well, this one not quite over just yet. They've got 3 timeouts at their disposal, but really need to make the unexpected recovery here. And the Bengals hands team does its job recovering that kick. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold. Could end up becoming a play that finally sinks him, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
They'll run here on first down. He breaks the tackle. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
They've got a man in motion. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Put some respect on that corner's name. Corners aren't just on that field to cover. They can hit, and they can create tackles for loss, too.
Gotta figure out this 3rd down here. Allen setting up to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. We've reached the 2-minute warning from Cincy. Bengals close to picking up their 5th win. 1st and goal now as they try to pad this lead. They'll try and punch it in. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. No gain that time, and now it'll be 2nd and goal. Another chance for him. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. So now, here's 3rd and goal. Third time's the charm. He gets it again. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. They get 5, but still need more than that. 4th and goal coming up.
This front, well, they've done a good job bending and not breaking. 1st down, didn't score. 2nd down, didn't score. And now 3rd and goal, can't find the end zone either.
Three plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Oh, wow, Brock, they're giving him a 4th and final chance. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. And he will not get there. They stop him on 4th and goal. What a stand to force that turnover on downs.
This running back has had himself a day, but not on that play. Finally, a little bit of catharsis for everyone on that defense to keep him from the 1st and get a turnover, a much-needed turnover on downs.
Room on the sideline to the 15. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Takes the handoff, now to throw. They try to trick play, but it's blown up. That's going to be a sack. Great work by the defense. And the timeout's taken now as we have 1, possibly 2 snaps remaining in this ballgame. All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Let's go now.
And it'll be brought down along the 25-yard line. Well, they waited right till the end to use this final timeout. Only 6 seconds left on the clock.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
to throw. Ferguson there to bring it in. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. So in the jungle, the Bengals take the win. And even getting skunked in that second half, Brock, the damage done in the first, enough to claim victory at the end. And, of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't recognize that stellar defensive effort in the second half that made this win possible. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Bengals emerge as winners as we say so long from Cincinnati.